What is up, guys? Speed here, and today I am here to bring you guys 5 item builds you need to be trying in 7.27b. We just had this massive hero change, and I'm excited because, you know, finally, I can start to give you guys more item builds that you have to try out in your pubs. Now, warning for everyone watching, guys, please do understand that these builds are obviously a lot of theory crafting. I'm not 100% sure that they will all be broken. Whether or not that is in the title, you know, I recommend you try these in unranked first. Now, a lot of you probably don't even play unranked, but nonetheless, that's my warning. Do whatever you want, I guess, but these are 5 builds I recommend based upon the recent changes in the 7.27b patch, and that's also why you should like the video. Smash the like button right now, and then we'll start, I promise, in 5 seconds. I'm counting in my head, 5 seconds. I'll start, just click the like. Alright, let's get into it. And I just want to let you guys know, on top of that, what is really awesome and is great when it comes to speed content is that we also have a summer sale going on right now, 50% off. If you were considering signing up to gameleap, or you haven't considered and you're just dumb, kidding, it's a joke, but sign up, guys, right now in the link down below. It is super hype. The summer sale, you're going to get access to every single course we've put out. I just made a video today talking about the new Orchid Void Spirit build. I'm going to make a bunch of patch videos over there as well for the 7.27b patch, which we're hyped about. Honestly, we're probably going to upload 2 videos a day to the YouTube channel just for this patch. I'm hyped, you're hyped, and let's get into it. So first off, let's talk about Bloodseeker. Now, why is Bloodseeker so good right now? I think the main reason why I'm scared of this hero being potentially overpowered compared to any other hero of the patch is the pure fact that he constantly has 140 attack speed. He also constantly has 24% spell amplification. And sure, a lot of you might be saying, sure, but every single second of this drains his HP per second, but who cares? Like, who cares at all? You have thirst, you heal constantly. You are going to farm so fast on this hero to the point where I think Bloodseeker, once he gets a Maelstrom, or even just a couple of stat items, will be one of the fastest junglers in Dota. I mean that. And yeah, that's how I think Bloodseeker should be played right now. So what is the build that I recommend? Well, I recommend you go a lot of stats, right? I think it's very important to go stats. You can go phase boots of some sort. So what do I mean by this? Wand, Wraithband, phase boots. Something as simple as that, right? Obviously, Quelling Blade as well. Please do not skipping out on the Quelling Blade. That would be quite the mistake. Yeah, Wand, Wraith, phase boots, treads are fine as well, but I think with all the attack speed that you're getting, it is pretty good to get phase boots. However, treads give you only, 8 less damage, and they're a little bit cheaper, so frankly, both are a good option, but the treads attack speed isn't particularly necessary. Regardless, after this, just go straight into your Maelstrom. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now, you could go MKB as well, but I think after the item has gotten nerfed quite a lot, and it's a little bit more expensive, it gives you a bit of a later timing that I don't think you want. Instead, I think this Maelstrom gives you a really strong timing that lets you clear through creep waves, destroy the jungle, and participate pretty early in fights. Now, after the Maelstrom, I recommend you go for a Sanjin Yasha, just to tank up a little bit, get some more stats, and finally finish off with a BKB. As long as you can't be controlled, which is what the Sanjin Yasha and BKB build does and makes you relatively tanky, the Maelstrom will give you plenty of damage, and Sanjin Yasha BKB gives you a bit as well. So just go this build, right? Maelstrom, SMY, BKB, you're going to absolutely pop off. Please do not be greedy. A lot of people are going to say, oh, I have 140 attack speed, I need a Deso Daedalus build, and you're going to just die. You do enough damage, right? You do enough damage, you also lose health, you need to stay alive and pump out damage with this Maelstrom. After the Maelstrom and the BKB and the Sanjin Yasha, you have a lot of options. You can go a Scotty Roo, you can go Butterfly, you can go, that's when you can look into a Daedalus or an MKB. I think MKB is fantastic on a hero that has so much attack speed. And so yeah, consider this build. Honestly, I want to put it first on this list because I think it's probably the best. I'm also going to be doing a live analysis of a Bloodseeker game I'm likely going to play on the gameleap website, which is currently 50% off as well. So if you want to see that, when we'll be posting it in the upcoming days, just go sign up now. It's 50% off. Alright, coming in at number 2, we have Clanks. And now, I'm sure a lot of you guys saw the Mimi Heart Manta build on Clanks, but unfortunately, that was patched out. If you guys didn't know what it was, when you hit level 18 and you ate a Manta, it just gave you the full HP of the Manta. So if you had 3200 health, you would get 6400 health from eating your Manta. It was very comical. It gave you like 500 damage, but unfortunately they took it out. However, there are other options in terms of how to play Clanks right now, and let's talk about it. So number 1 is just a regular stats-based build that involves going 2 Wraith Bands maybe a wand. The hero can have some mana issues, right? He has 4 active spells. Then you just go down the route of treads, into Deso, into Dragonlance. Something of the sort, a very standard Clank build, nothing crazy there. The second build that I think has legitimacy and that I'm going to be trying out myself is going Helm of the Dominator. Now, why do I think this is good on Clanks? The reason I think this has potential in Clanks is number 1, Clanks already does a fair amount of damage. As long as you have like a Blightstone and some stats, as well as treads, you're going to do plenty of right-click damage. So, you top that off with the Helm of the Dominator, you'll actually be quite tanky, and most importantly, when you Death Pact the Helm of the Dominator creep that you get, it gives you an absurd amount of health. And all you want to do to maximize this build is make sure that when you eat your Helm of the Dominator creep, you can use Helm of the Dominator on another creep. So you still have a creep, and then you also have this bonus from Death Pact plus the Helm of the Dominator creep. So yeah, this is one that I have tested out in lobby. To be clear, guys, the reason why just a normal stats-based Deso Dragonlance build, in my opinion, is legit as well, is you still can just eat a neutral creep, or, for a lot of people who don't know, now Clanks has a level 10 talent where he can drop a skeleton every time he exits Skeleton Walk. The thing is, you can actually eat that skeleton as well, and it gives you a fair amount of HP, so that's not a bad option too. But nonetheless, let's get into the third build, and that is Faceless Void Battle Fury. Now, you might be asking, Speed, why do you say that you should be buying Battle Fury on Void? Well, it's because of the Ags. This is a Ags Battle Fury build. This is not something new. This is definitely not something new that I'm inventing. However, it has been buffed. So what was buffed about it is that Faceless Void's Time Walk, the Scepter AoE, is now increased from 250 to 350, a very, very massive increase for something that is AoE. And therefore, I think this build is fairly legit. I felt like it was legit in the first place. The only major downside is that after 2 major items, you still have no sort of Dispel or Magic Immunity on Faceless Void, and that can be the problem. However, if you pick this Faceless Void hero into a team comp that lacks disables, right? Maybe a game where you would typically pick a Slark, instead you go for a Void. You know, one of these team comps that just simply does not have a lot of hard stuns or even silences. You can pick up Faceless Void, just time walk around, bash, 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 and you're gonna deal an insane amount of damage. On top of that, I think you have a lot of options for the talents. I would generally recommend going 8 strength just to stay alive. With the Battle Fury and the Ags, you're gonna do plenty of damage. At level 15, these are a bit tough because the Ags with the time lock damage can be very good, but the time walk cast range is obviously pretty good as well. And then at level 20, you're definitely going to want to take the 1.75 time walk, which actually is a slight, well, you could call it a nerf because it was 1.2 at level 15. But if you manage to get to level 20, which frankly with the Ags Battle Fury build is not that hard, you farm ridiculously fast, you'll be able to get to this timing, you'll be able to time walk around, bash people to death, and eventually get into some sort of Dispel, such as a Mentor or a BKB later on, which you probably will need. So yeah, just to be clear, guys, for all the builds that I've currently been talking about, I just want to say that, yeah, you need to farm quite a bit on all of them. Maybe not the Clanks one, right? The Clanks one, shove in waves, a lot of waves, get up that farm, but then you can be going for a lot more solo kills as long as you pick up some sort of Dragonlance Deso. However, Bloodseeker in this Void build, it is going to require you to push in a lot more lanes instead of fighting. Now, I'm actually not convinced 100% that is really required for Bloodseeker. For Void, you can obviously Chrono to help out in a couple fights here and there. But Bloodseeker, honestly, this build might be so good that you just can do whatever you want. But now, let's go into the fourth build of the video, which is Exhort Invoker. So I said it, guys, it's back. Do I actually think it's back? Yeah, I actually think Exhort Invoker is not bad. For a couple reasons. Well, if you look at the changes in the patch, there's a couple things to note. The base damage was increased by 2, which is okay, makes him better laner. And here, most importantly, we have the Forge Spirit base attack time was improved by 0.15, and Forge Spirit Melting Strike no longer has a mana requirement. So Forge Spirits are much, much better. Now, why is this important? Well, I think what you can do on this current version Invoker is go a Drums build and then buff up the Forge Spirits as well, right? So what you do is you go stats, right? Like a null, a wand, or 2 nulls, then into treads, and then into drums, and you just constantly invoke Forge Spirits when you have this drums. On top of that, at your level 15, instead of taking Cold Snap talent, take the Forge Spirit talent, and you're gonna right-click people to death. On top of that, you can even go for an Orchid, right? Let's say you know, you feel like there's like hero need to shut down, maybe it's Anti-Mage. you can pick up that orchid, right? Pick up that orchid, move around the map, solo kill people. It's really good for this version of exhort invoker. And then finally, after this orchid, pick up a BKB. You don't want to be too greedy. You do need, you do plenty of damage. When you're alacriting with 2 forge spirits with the drums and an orchid, you do plenty of damage. Do not get greedy and go and axe from there. Just make sure you pick up that BKB, play it safe, and make sure you can actually pump out the damage that you're purchasing. On top of that, I would like to say that I only recommend putting 3 points in quas with this build. No more than that, you're really not focused too much around cold snap. Obviously, you can use it here and there in combination with the forge spirits, but primarily what you want to focus on is getting high levels of alacrity later on to buff up your forge spirits or your own hero, depending on what the situation is. And finally, besides the honorable mentions that I'll just quickly give at the end of the video, we have Razor. Now, what do I recommend on Razor? First off, I recommend you go stats, Wraithman, Treads, Wand. Well, you can even go the Wand earlier on as well. The reason why I say this is I think it's very, very important that you tank up on Razor. You want to play this hero from the mid lane like a hardcore tempo controller, and yeah, that's exactly what you're doing with this stats build. Buy a lot of stats. You can even buy raindrops, buy plenty of clarities. When it hits minute 7, go get one of those mana items. And the goal of this current version of Razor is to abuse the fact that his Q, his AoE nuke, now is a 10-second cooldown at max, and you want to max this out in combination with your W, right? So that's what you're doing. I recommend you generally max out, put at least 2 points in the W first, at minimum 2 points for the laning stage. Then, if you feel like you want to all in on farming, what you do is you take a point in your ulti, maybe at level 6, often more at level like 7, 8, or 9, and then you spam your Q, you spam your ulti in the jungle, off cooldown. Spam them. It does an absurd amount of damage on a very low cooldown. It's really good for farming because all you have to do is pull one creep camp towards the other with a singular right click, hit both of them with your Q. If you have your ulti on as well, you're going to shred these camps, get a ton of neutral items for your team, get brutally farm, and then eventually, after all your stats in the treads, you go into a drums if you want to. There are other options as well, such as Sanchinyasha or Blade Mail or Yules. Depends on the game. I think the most reliable is Yules or drums, and then you pick up a BKB. After that, you can go AC or Scotty, and the rest is history. Thank you guys for watching. My honorable mentions are Battle Fury Jug. I just think with the 40 Omni / attack speed, it's much better in the early game. And OD. I think OD's win rate will go up about 1.5 to 2% after his changes. That might be a very heavy overestimation. I just feel like the hero needed some of these like quality of life changes, and he got quite a lot of them. To Flux, the Essence Orb, and to his Astral, which is obviously a big deal. So yeah, I'm hoping that this really buffs up OD and makes the hero just do significantly better. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, and peace. Hey guys, do you also want more content from me and other gameleap creators that are gonna help you get to the next rank easily? Well, 50% off right now is the deal we can offer. Alright, 50% off. As long as you click the link down below, you're gonna get that part of our summer sale. Right, just go over there. You're gonna see the 50% off, sign up. It's an incredible deal. I've been putting in more work than ever on this website. I think the content is going to help you guys get to the next level faster than ever. And yeah, I hope to see you there. If you're unsure about it, hey, message me on Discord, say, Speed, why should I sign up for the gameleap website? I swear I know a lot of you guys just troll me about this, but nah, ask me, I'll talk to you. Go sign up for the website. It's a blast, and we're going to have a good time this summer.